G'day everyone, welcome back to another Breville Barista Express tutorial. This is the BES 870 and in this video I'm going to show you how to get ground coffee into your portafilter without making a huge mess. So this is the double basket, the single wall double basket, the one that most people tend to use. What most people do when grinding their coffee is putting the filter size on double, so that's going to grind double the quantity for a double shot, and grind the entire 18 grams. So this is an 18 gram basket. People grind the entire 18 grams in one go. So this is what they do. As you saw, there was a little bit of spraying around, and this is not the worst instance, but in a lot of cases, this causes a huge mess. So you see coffee on the sides, on the edges, spilling over, and when you take it out, a lot of the time, as you see, coffee will spill. So not only is this going to create a big mess, this will also waste some of the coffee. So that's 18 grams, 18.1. And it's not the prettiest thing in the world. So you can try to flatten it with your palm, but there's still going to be some wastage. And it's a little bit inconvenient to have to wipe down the counter or have to deal with lost coffee. This is not ideal, and there's a couple ways you can treat this. You can purchase what they call a dosing funnel. Oops. I'm just going to knock this out, and before you say, why are you wasting coffee? This is stale beans, so I'm just using it for demonstration. It's not drinkable. Yikes. So the dosing funnel is this thing, usually made of metal. You buy it, it's very cheap on Amazon for like $10-15. This one is aluminium, and it's made for the Breville Barista Express, 54mm size. What people do with these is put it this way. It's a bit inconvenient, I think. But the way you do it is put it underneath, so not on the actual holder, on the tray, and grind it this way. So that's quite a lot better, I would say. I didn't see any coffee spraying around, and we certainly haven't lost coffee, it seems. And I think that's the full 18 grams, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, 18.4, so it's a little bit more, it's 0.3 grams more. It's quite effective, but a lot of the time, it's a bit messy when you take it off. So when you take it off, if you can obviously tamp it. You can't actually tamp it. You can try, but it won't go through. With this particular one, you can't tamp. So you just take it off and tamp it that way. But what I don't like is you can't put it on the holder, so it kind of defeats the purpose of the holder. And I don't like it when accessories sort of contradict each other. So what's the point of a holder if you're not going to use it, if you're using the funnel or the dosing funnel, dosing ring? Yeah, so that's one solution. It's neater, but of course you have to buy something, and of course you have to change your style a little bit. So instead of putting it and clicking it, you put it sideways and click the button with your finger. I'm going to dump that out. What I recommend doing, and this is, maybe this will take a little bit more time because you have to do the grinding in 2 steps. What I like to do is keep it on single, and I think when you turn on the machine, it's always on single, so it's like less work. Oh, I stand corrected. It's on double. It'll stay on double if it's on double. But on single, I like to keep it on single, and once you dial it in to the correct settings, the way I do it is, let me just calibrate. grind 1 dose. So 9 grams, this is an 18 gram basket, as I said. Grind 1 dose, tamp it, and grind again. And I find most of the time that eliminates all the wastage and the spillage that happens compared to when grinding the double amount. Okay. 8.5, so maybe a little bit more, so you have to dial it in. It's not exactly the same settings versus just pressing the button. As you saw, I grind my first dose, tamp, then grind again. And most of the time, that rids you of any coffee wastage or spillage. So it's not going to make as much of a mess around the counter. So this is certainly my preferred solution. I rarely, if ever, use my dosing funnel. And I just grind one dose at a time. And on the second dose, you want to distribute it properly with your finger, with your palm, whatever technique you want to use. There's many techniques out there. And then tamp it that way. And as you saw, it's about the same, 17.8 grams. Yeah, hopefully this has helped you smoothen out your coffee making routine and reduces your wastage. Yeah, so there's one more thing you can do is single dose. Don't really like to do that, but you can actually buy another accessory called a dosing cup, and it's this thing that sits here. Instead of grinding into the portafilter, you grind into this dosing cup and put it upside down, and sort of that would reduce the mess. But yeah, people tend to do that with single dosing, which is where you put 18 grams of beans or whatever, 18 grams of beans into the bean hopper and only grind what you need. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that because of the inconvenience feature, but you can do that if you wanted to. Yeah, hope this has helped, and thanks for watching. Cheers.